So in 2016, we got together as a group of funders to say, how could we bring together this science that already exists and think about the translation that we need in a way that could serve all of the systems that we as funders look at, from education to juvenile justice, to mental health, to child welfare. We all were searching for a new narrative that was based in the science, based on the evidence that we could use in each of our respective areas. So the neuroscience, along with the other behavioral sciences, are really important to have in conversation with one another. If we only look at the neuroscience as a way to drive the narrative around adolescent development, it ends up being very individualized, and we don't look at the broader context of an adolescent's life, when in fact that individual development is very much dependent on their interaction with their environment, the experiences they have, the culture that they're surrounded by. So if you don't take an interdisciplinary approach and look from the different sciences, you miss out completely on the issue that we have around structural drivers of racism, of other types of bias that will influence a young person's ability to flourish and develop as they were intended to be. So if we succeed at creating and supporting institutions that truly support young people, it would be a massive blow to the inequality in economics that currently exists. Because currently those systems are profiling, marginalizing, keeping young people down. So creating systems that actually support and enable young people to thrive will be an economic boom all around. I think it's important to realize that this was not new research that was done. What we asked the National Academies to do is to take all the research that exists across the different disciplines, to synthesize that research across disciplines, and to translate it for what needs to be done in our world today. So we have a translation around systems that need to change, clear recommendations around education, around health, around juvenile justice. But just as important, this report is creating a new narrative about opportunity and promise that every young person has, regardless of their past, regardless of what the trauma that they have been in over their lives. We understand now from the evidence that the brain is able to repair itself. The plasticity enables them to recover from what happened earlier in their life. We know what happens with early childhood development. We see that as a critical window of opportunity. Adolescence is a second window of opportunity. We have the opportunity to seize that with the systems that we have and to change the narrative about how we think about adolescence.